You might have tried mindfulness before, and mindfulness, in short, is focused attention. So it's where are you directing your attention to? It's a tremendous tool, but the only thing that I would say is in my experience with working with people with anxiety and panic disorder is that it can be very challenging to be mindful, and it can also be very frustrating. I think the best tools are get your breathing right first. So focus on your breathing and improve your breathing pattern. That your breathing becomes lighter, slower, lower, that you're breathing in and out through your nose, that if you're getting stressed, remember having that really slow, relaxed exhalation, getting your mouth closed during sleep, going for walks with your mouth closed, listening to relaxation. Bring breathing into your way of life. This will help your breathing, but will also help your sleep. And when your breathing and your sleep is improved, then, for example, you can be bringing awareness of the breath, which you've already done anyway, as you're practicing the exercises. And then awareness of the body. In other words, taking your attention out of the mind and dispersing it throughout the body. So as you go for a walk, that you're not just going for a walk with your attention stuck in your head. That you're going for a walk with your attention on your breathing, or your attention in the body, or your attention in the present moment. And then to become, over time, is mind aware. To pay attention to what's going on in the mind. What thoughts are you constantly thinking about? And by observing what's going on in the mind, it gives us some degree of choice and realization that I'm thinking these thoughts out of habit rather than any sense of actually dealing with the situation. So awareness of the mind is also important, but I think it's easier to do when we get our breathing right first, our sleep is improved, we have awareness of the breath, we have awareness of the body, and then to bring in awareness of the mind. And even when I'm working with top athletes, I'm not just working with them in terms of their breathing perspective. I'm also working with them in terms of having focused attention. Because if we get tired physically, we can also get tired mentally. And all of these factors go together. So regardless of who I'm working with, and it could be a top fighter, it could be people in the police, people in the military, so people who really need to be able to self-regulate, and people who also need focused attention. The recipe is always the same. Improve breathing patterns, improve sleep, and not to have our attention stuck in the head all the time. To make it a conscious awareness in terms of no matter what we are doing as we're going about our day, that we bring some of our attention into the present moment and to experience life. Because if we're living in our head, if we're practicing distraction all day long, if we're lost in thought, we may not have the capacity of focused attention when we really need it. So if our objective is to have focused attention in the workplace, in family life, or in sports, or no matter what work we do, the key is to train the brain to be able to have focused attention, to be able to access those flow states, that state of mind where the right action happens by itself, that time slows down. It's almost that our attention is moving simultaneously with time. And we can do that with bringing awareness into our everyday life. And that's simply knowing where to put our attention. Not to have our attention just stuck in the head, but bring it onto our breathing, into the body, and into the present moment.